bride of children. The pain never goes away, ever. And we need justice for Darren. Darren was my firstborn son. He was a lovely boy. He enjoyed football. He played lots and lots of football when he was younger. He was a happy child. He had lots and lots and lots of friends that he's made, and all from the east end of Glasgow. The last thing I said to Darren was, "I'll see you tomorrow, son." And he went his way, and I went my way, and I've never seen him again.
Midweek in Glasgow, Darren was on his way to a night out with his mates.
He was heading to a friend's house in Bournemouth Road in Glasgow, and he was going there with a view to watching football and having some drinks. Around about 10 o'clock at night, Darren became involved in an altercation with one of the men in that house, which caused for the householder to ask everybody to leave. They all basically made their way out onto the street, onto Edinburgh Road. And attended at a local service station where they bought food and drinks. It was at that time Darren was approached by a member of the group who challenged them around what had taken place earlier in the evening. And this again resulted in confrontation between them both.
They scuffle, and Darren pushes the other man to the ground.
Darren subsequently returned and joined his group of friends who were at a bus stop located in Edinburgh Road. A male had appeared from an area known locally as the Calvi Arch. He produced something from the waistband of his trousers, which we believe possibly was a knife.
Two further men appeared from the Calvi Arch, one armed with a hammer, the other with a bottle,
which he used immediately to strike Darren to the head. This caused for Darren to run for his life, pursued by three men. There are witnesses who speak about hearing people shouting, catch him, don't let him get away."
These are the last images of Darren alive.
Darren ran and turned right down onto what is Birt Road. The chase finally ends at Calvi Place. Darren tried to save himself by gaining entry to one of the local properties, and he was continually banging on a door. The witness would hear the sound of a disturbance and a loud thud, which had caused him to look outside, and as he did so, he could see three persons over the top assaulting Darren. This caused for him to alert the ambulance service.
Three attackers fled the scene, leaving Darren fatally wounded.
He was battered in the head and stabbed in the back and left to die in the street. And we got a visit from the police in the morning, and they said, "Your son's been murdered." And that's when the screaming started. All my family died that day, and it tore us all apart. Tore us apart. I'll never get closure, but I'm going to do everything in my power to get justice.
I'm joined now by DCI Lindsay Waters of the Specialist Crime Division in Glasgow. Thanks for coming in today, Lindsay. We've just seen the huge impact this has had on Darren's family. Remind us of those key details of what happened that night.
Yeah, so the murder of Darren took place in the early hours of the morning on the 28th of August 2002. The events kind of preceding that were that he had been at his friend's house in Bournemouth Road in Glasgow to watch the football with a group of friends. and he became involved in an altercation within the house, and he, along with everybody else, was asked to leave, which he did along with the remainder of his friends, and they made their way to Queensley service station in Glasgow, which was local to them. And there was a further kind of argument that took place between Darren and one of the other members of the group regarding what had taken place earlier on in the evening. As a result of this, Darren left the station and joined another group of friends at the bus stop in Edinburgh Road. And it was at that time that one of the suspects approached him and struck him to the head with a bottle. So this caused for Darren to make off. It was pursued at that time by 3 suspects. He ran kind of north-easterly onto Barlannock Road and down Burnett Road, where he tried to gain entry to a common close, was unsuccessful, and unfortunately he was captured and fatally stabbed and was left lying in Calvey Place at that time.
That's just at the bottom of the map there.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got some CCTV that you're going to show us here. Can you talk us through where this took place and what we're seeing here?
Yeah, so you can see briefly the bus stop kind of to the top right hand side, and it's Darren who's being pursued by the 3 suspects, and that's him making off towards Barlannock Road.
You can just see that there running away there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to freeze this here, and we're going to show the 3 individuals in particular that you'd like to identify. Can you just talk us through these, Lindsay?
Yeah, so the suspects are all male, aged between 16 and 30 years of age. One of the suspects is wearing all dark clothing with white trainers and a brown Burberry baseball cap. The second suspect was wearing a light coloured top and had a broad blue band across his chest, quite possibly a Lacoste top, with dark trousers, light coloured trainers, and he was also wearing a blue and white baseball cap at that time. And the third suspect was wearing all light clothing with black trainers. We think possibly it was light blue jeans that he had on.
Okay. Now, I know you managed to speak to some witnesses, but you believe there are more out there that would have seen or even heard what had happened. What would you say to them? How can they come forward?
Yeah, so, I mean, what I would say is that they're a real tight-knit community there who have a real reluctance to come forward and engage with the police. But I'd kind of cry to them is, you know, if you've got some misplaced loyalty or fears or reprisals, please be reassured that, you know, if you come forward and speak to us, any information will be treated with the utmost confidence.
Well, if they needed any further incentive, there is a financial reward as well that's been put up by Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, so Crime Stoppers are supporting this investigation, and they've offered a £20,000 reward for information that may lead to any arrests and future convictions of the persons responsible.
And there's also a way that they can speak to you direct. There's a police portal that they can use as well.
That's correct. We've got the police portal, and our reference is Operation Fenced on that, which is specific to the murder of Darren.
Okay, so it's a really quick and efficient way they can speak to your team
Yep.
directly there. Now, we heard the impact this has had on Darren's family. It is huge. It is lifelong. If there is still anyone at home that's watching this that's in 2 minds about coming forward, what would you say to them, direct to them?
So I think Brian articulates it very well. Darren's father, it's absolutely torn their family apart. They're devastated, they're heartbroken, and I would ask people to, you know, put yourself in his shoes just for a short time. 20 years has, you know, moved forward, but not for Brian and his family. Please, you know, don't have that misplaced loyalty. I would ask that you please contact us, and we'll treat you with utmost respect in doing so.
Lizzie, thank you.